Welcome back to the vlog. So we're finally back into the plant room. I had that one wasp, right? And then I had another one. And I tried to kill it with Bayer and diatomaceous earth. And it just wouldn't die. And I was like, what's going on? And I think that there were a couple of wasps. I'm still kind of nervous in here. And I had no idea where they're coming from. Either I had some sort of hidden secret nest from the first one that I had in here that it laid, which how did it get in? Or I was thinking maybe they were getting in through the electrical closet. So I had enough. I sprayed Bayer around. Its favorite plant was that one right under the light. Where is it? There. The pink one. There. Right above my finger. So it would sit on there and like in the mornings at like 7:30 when the lights first turned on. So I hit that with Bayer and a ton of diatomaceous earth. That's why everything in here is coated with a thick layer of white powder, because I just went at it. It was like chokingly thick in here because I'm not gonna not be able to access my plant room. I needed to come in here to water. I needed to move some stuff in and out. I took the seedlings that were on that rack and I put them outside for acclimation. It was rhubarb, something that was supposed to be lavender colored maybe, that I got as extra seeds in an order. Purple bok choy, and then Victorian posies. So those were outside for the last week or two on the porch. I just planted them out this morning. That's my hair is still wet. I'm fresh out of the garden, fresh out of the shower, because no matter how cool or hot it is outside, the amount of humidity, because we're supposed to be having thunderstorms, is disgusting. I put the posies in my veggie garden so that I can kind of have a endemic species. Like I have those little royal purple Johnny jump ups, I think they were, that are all over my collection here from when I planted a pot in San Diego on my balcony. I put the 2 surviving rhubarbs in with the rest of the rhubarb patch, so I have 4 big plants, 1 little plant that's kind of struggling that I'd also planted in the spring, and now 3 additional small seedling plants that are maybe a month, maybe 2 old. So we'll see how many I have come back next year. There is definitely some sort of mole or something under all of our yards. The gardening neighbor had at least one of his tomatoes just completely collapse, and I'm guessing that something's going through and eating all of the roots, because I don't think that the landscape person who set up the raised beds in his yard had put any of that metal mesh, like the what's it called, hardware cloth, under his raised beds. So I think they're getting in there. So that makes me super extra happy that I put them at the bottom of mine, because mine are way smaller than his. He has like 3-foot high raised beds, or mine are just those 10 inchers. So that's that. The neighbor on the other side put up some sort of gigantic raised back porch platform that's at least 15 feet off the ground with a clear shot of staring at me in my garden, and I'm unhappy about that. Guess next year I'm gonna plant those 15 to 20 foot high sunflowers to block out his view, so that they're not just sitting out there and watching me garden, because nobody wants to feel like a watched animal. So Simon has some nice pictures. The plants down here, the little office plants, are doing good. The Monstera finally put out a leaf again now that I moved it in here. Shamrock's still doing good. Pings are still blooming. Britannia reducta looks good. I still have some pygmy dews, which is good. I moved the green paddle cactuses outside into the pots with the purple ones. The Rob Cantley still has a stupid small lid, but you know, what can you do? It looks better than the ones I was getting in San Diego. Can you see that nice ventricrosa by Trusmadiensis picture? Some of the rest of them have no lids, but this one has one, which is nice. The other seed stalks that were on this one kind of wilted. The stalk kind of turned black, and I guess the plant wasn't supplying any more nutrition to it. So the only one that I have, and it didn't look like any seeds were coming out of it, the only one that I have left is, I think I tried to pollinate it by Hamadabae platykyla, but it wasn't really working, so I put Spectabilis vitalengensis on it instead, and it looks like it might set. The Ovada cross looks good. I don't know if you can notice, the Sibillionensis by Trusmadiensis had a flower stalk. When I walked in here all of like 2 days ago, once I finally think I got rid of the wasp problem, I'm still watching everything to see if I see wasps flying around. It was already kind of dusting seeds all over the place because it was ripe probably a week ago, but I couldn't get here because of all the I'm allergic to like everything, so I don't want to walk into a small room. Even if it's just mud dauber wasps, I still don't want to be in there. So I tried to pick up with my hands, like sweep up all the seed that I could off of the other plants around it. And I took the whole entire stalk itself, and I went to go plant it out into those deli containers that I'd gotten earlier in the year. And then all the seeds got mixed up, of course. But I think it'll be a good cross still, like a nice, colorful, quote-unquote newbie plant to grow. Because it is either Simon, so like yellowish pitchers with a tangerine peristome, right? Crossed with this guy, which is also kind of yellowish pitchers with sort of a little bit redder peristome, so that should be good. So it's either Simon, tenuis, or inermis. So either way, I think it's going to be a nice cross, no matter what happens. So I have 4 of those up here. I still have the deli container with the Rob Cantley that hasn't done anything yet, but, you know, it takes a while for those things to come up because I still have these that I planted about a year ago, right? And those are barely up. Some of them are still sprouting. I'm noticing that I need to maybe splash a little bit of water on these Venus flytrap babies. I had them outside, but they kind of dried out a little bit too fast. I don't think any of them died, but they definitely shrank back. And the Venus flytraps that I do have outside, a lot of them look like I shouldn't have let them bloom, so I finally understand when people say, don't let them bloom because the plants will die, because a couple of my plants died after blooming, which I've never had happen before. That yelling is my cat. He gets lonely and vocal. So hopefully I haven't completely lost them. I think the only one that I lost not from blooming is the coquillage. And then the one that I lost from blooming, I forget off the top of my head what it was. I thought I lost the Home Depot one, but that one's still doing good. The Korean Melody Shark looks kind of bad, but that's the one that I got seeds off of that all of these seedlings are from. And actually it made seeds this year, and I put it in the pots with dead plants that didn't make it over the winter. So I put those Venus flytrap seeds into the Filiformis pot that never sprouted back, and I also put it into the minor green pot, and then it rained. So hopefully the rain didn't wash it out, and it just like pushed the seeds further into the mix, and hopefully they'll sprout. I keep thinking that I hear phantom buzzing. So that guy's watered. Oh yeah, I don't know if you noticed, the Peltata has a picture. I'm so excited. It still looks kind of crappy in comparison to lots of other people's. And the sprouts that I did have on the Hameguitenensis died back, which makes me super sad. So that one, and then the Alata variegated is still dead, so I feel bad. The Macrophylla looks so crappy. Oh my god. So that's not good. This right here is actually, what's it called? Pulchra. It kind of looks like a colorful Alata. So I'm excited to have my first picture off of it. It doesn't look like what I was expecting, but those are probably the uppers that I was expecting, so that's fine. once I got rid of those wasps, or at least that wave of wasps, I went through and pruned all the little baby plants here so that I can see the pictures better. And they're finally doing something good. I'm glad I got the lights. Maybe I should have gotten them sooner, but oh well. I'm learning as I'm growing, as always. And these guys have all been under lights for about half a year, and I'm pretty sure that the amount of sunshine coming out of the windows from outside is helping them grow too. Oh, I had a hamada. This pot here with nothing in it other than a couple of violets is hamada. That completely died back because I have some sort of infestation. It's some like scale insect or something. So this other hamada ended up catching it too. So I gave it a thick dusting of diatomaceous earth, and hopefully it takes out whatever it is. I don't know if you can see it on there, but it's... I think the ants spread it when I had that infestation of ants. Man, that was a horrible time. So I'm kind of still fighting in here, you know. It's always work. What else do we have? Lots of diatomaceous earth. Thoroughly, I bet combining a lot of pictures. Lots of platychila pictures. There's uppers lurking in here of Spectabilis vitellengensis. The Mikei looks kind of rough, I guess, but the basils look okay. Maybe it could use some more water. Maybe it's for when I couldn't get into here for a couple extra days than I wanted to wait to water stuff because of the wasps. And also because it's been regularly 103 out during the day. The AC is really running, so it's definitely drying things out more. So maybe I should be watering more. But then my problem is overwatering, right? So I don't want to be drowning them with too much water. I'm looking at this picture here. It's got a kind of smaller peristome on it because I guess I abuse my plants too hard. But, you know, figuring out how to grow in a new environment is always kind of hard. So, I suspected the closet is where the wasps were coming from, so, because there was kind of a bigger gap under there from when they had, like, horrible carpet in here, the last owners. So I filled it with diatomaceous earth and shoved a towel in there because I have, like, a teenager's amount of energy to keep fighting all of these bugs and stuff. Every single day it's something new, and I'm already exhausted. So, I can't even. So I didn't go in there and try to tape up the holes for the entryway between the ceiling and the floor for the metal tubing for the like the electricity, like all the lines and stuff that go to the breaker there. So I just shoved a towel under there, and if they try to climb out through the bottom, they're just gonna go through the diatomaceous earth filter. I keep hearing phantom buzzing. It must be all the cicadas outside, though. Hopefully. I suspect I'll find dead wasps in these pots one of these days, or on the ground when I really go and pull everything apart. I have a couple more of those bongzo pictures in here, which is exciting. And then also some Campanulata by Spectabilis vitellengensis pictures. Do I really want to move this stuff around a lot, considering I'm still afraid? I guess. Ventrinermis. Can you see this? One of my favorite plants. I'll see if it blooms for me again, because I'd love to make crosses with him again. Yeah, and then when I tried to make seeds with the Izumai by Trusmatiensis, the flower stalk had just completely wilted. I think the bugs were getting at this one too, because I think the ants spread them all around. I hate this battle with bugs that I'm having to wage this year. It's just the worst. I'm spreading more of this diatomaceous earth where I found the bugs on the hamada, because hopefully it'll take them out. Man, because I watered everything with Bayer too, right? So I have a bad back and I don't want to move this all outside to spray Bayer on it. So I thought, okay, since it's a systemic, maybe it'll pick it up through its roots and then it'll travel all over the plant and hopefully get rid of the bugs, but it hasn't worked like that yet. I guess I'm just hoping. Can't wait until I can hopefully, I don't know, get our greenhouse installed outside or something. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, but then I have to do that, the septic to sewer conversion first before I want to put anything permanent in the ground, right? So kind of wanted to have some chickens, kind of wanted to have some beehives. Definitely want to have a greenhouse. Definitely want to plant out some fruit trees, but if I gotta dig up the whole entire backyard, then... Oh, and this guy sprouted leaves again. So since he sprouted leaves, I put the pot of the main rhizomes that I had from San Diego in here too, at the same level. It hasn't sprouted again yet, but I'm hopeful. This is from, I sprouted some more of those white alpine strawberries and I planted them out in some of the empty spaces that I have outside from strawberries that had died. So I think my containers are all full outside now, which is good. Wonder why there's water on the ground. Should have probably dried up by now. Oh, it's because I was just watering the Venus flytrap. And I wanted to, I don't know if you can see that, the lithops. Kind of wanted to show them off. So I haven't watered this pot in like 3 or 4 weeks because it's about a year old now. I think I planted them last August. Oh, 6/13/19, so it's more than a year old. So I think I'm not going to water it again until like October or November. Well, I think that's about it in here. We'll see if I'm outside again next time. The hammy and cassava melons, the hammy melon is like so big I can't even show you with one hand. And the cassava is slowly catching up in size, but the second biggest melon I have in my yard, in the garden. And then the Tigger melons, I think they're only supposed to get the size of a baseball, they said. They're almost that size. Hopefully they start ripening soon. The honeydews are hot on their heels, and then the watermelon hasn't put up a female bloom yet, so I'm disappointed because it only has 2 months to ripen them, so get on it. But hopefully my dreams to eat a melon a day are soon realized in the next week or two, and then I'm going to be in hog heaven. So we'll definitely have to do a vlog out there once it's ripe melon time of the year. Okay, this is definitely long enough already. Till next time, bye.